Gaming Bolt presents 15 hardest bosses in the entire Monster Hunter series. If you've just completed Monster Hunter World, well, congratulations! The hack-and-slash action RPG represents one of the finest hunting experiences this generation, even through the frustrations of Tempered Beast and Streamstone farming. But have you ever wondered how they stack up against other monsters throughout the franchise's history? Well, let's take a look at the 15 hardest bosses in the entire Monster Hunter series. Kushala Daora, Monster Hunter Freedom Unite. Famous for its mastery over wind, this boss is an interesting challenge in Monster Hunter Freedom Unite. Cold resistance certainly helps, and once you know when its wind blasts are coming, it shouldn't be too hard to stay out of the way. That being said, this boss deals some pretty strong damage, so keep that in mind when it's running back and forth, threatening to knock you over. Tigerstripe Zamtrios, Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. Grotesquely large, like a whale flopping around on its stomach, this boss is your first major G-rank monster in Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. And what a challenge it is! Its size contrasts with its incredible speed. One wrong dodge, which will happen given the constrained space, and say goodbye to half of your health bar. It's also capable of paralyzing you, which is always fun. Kushala Daora G-rank, Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. Oh hey, it's this boss, back again in Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. It's not that simple though, especially at G rank, but then what is? Like an elder dragon haunted by its past deaths, this boss bombards you with tornadoes. That's in addition to its regular wind blasts and generally increased aggression. Ivory Lagiacrus, Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. Like many things in G rank, you'll learn to despise this boss. While the vastly increased health pool is bad enough, its main calling card is its highly damaging attacks with wide range. Its super discharge attack must be given a wide berth, and even then you might not escape unscathed since it can hit you from just about anywhere. Yes, even from behind, thus nullifying your guard completely. Molten Tigrex, Monster Hunter 4. This has always been a tough monster to deal with, but the Molten version took this up several notches. Not only is it bigger, thus ensuring better chances of hitting you, but it's also capable of great speed when enraged. There's also an annoying explosive powder that bestows Blast Blight and has a chance to one-shot you. Black Diablos, Monster Hunter World. Having faced Diablos and feeling immense frustration, yes, I didn't know to use Screamer Pods, sue me, Black Diablos is so much worse. Dealing far more damage is a given, but it's also faster. Oh, and remember that devastating tunneling attack that's even tougher to predict from behind the sand waterfalls? You're almost always guaranteed to get stunned by it. Death usually follows right after if Black Diablos nails another charge. Goldbeard Ceadeus, Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. Some Elder Dragons in Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate are perhaps more of a doozy than Monster Hunter World. That being said, this boss does give you 50 minutes to kill him. No fighting the sucker across multiple hunts, unfortunately. Its health pool is astronomical, and its back outright repels attacks that don't have blue sharpness. Suffice to say, you better manage that Dragonator and get lucky if you're playing solo. Deviljho Special, Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. This has long been the bane of hunters, both in-game and in the real world. This special boss can be found during G-rank quests in Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, just roaming around. It isn't just vicious and unrelenting, but those factors are multiplied when he's enraged, and this version is always enraged. If you want some of the better rewards that he contains though, be prepared for a tough fight. Brachydios, Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. Imagine a monster that can punch you. Yes, punch you, covering you in some kind of green goo. That goo is actually explosive, so unless you roll around to get it off, it will explode. Conversely, you could be hit by another punch and it will explode. Throw in some devastating leap attacks and an enraged state that causes the goo to explode as soon as it hits you, and this boss can be a tough one to beat. There's even a stronger one in G rank, but we'll save you the torture. Silver Rathalos, Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. The Rathalos and Rathian variants in Monster Hunter have always been tough to deal with. Silver Rathalos is no exception, especially because it has nearly impervious armor and extremely dangerous poison. Its base health is no joke, and neither is its fireball damage, especially given the radius of explosions. To make things worse, you won't find any beds or chests in the base camp, so you'll have to make do with whatever healing items carried. Tempered Deviljho, Monster Hunter World. When Deviljho first arrived in Monster Hunter World, many seasoned hunters found him a tad too easy. Enter Tempered Deviljho, with his insane health pool and massive damage that can one-shot veterans left and right, through savage bites and tossing enemies around. While it's prone to being exhausted, this Joe doesn't stay down for long and will provide your toughest challenge yet. Well, almost. Hyper Deviljho, Monster Hunter Generations and Double Cross. Though Tempered Deviljho received several frustrating additions over previous iterations, Hyper Deviljho is ever so slightly worse. It doesn't tire out, mitigating the one true weakness that Deviljho has, and hitting its weak point is much tougher than the normal version. Oh, and it has tons of health because of course it does. That's not factoring in all of the damage it can do, by the way. Hyper Gold Rathian, Monster Hunter Generations and Double Cross. The hyper monsters in the handheld games are incredibly tough, but Hyper Gold Rathian takes this to a whole new level. The dense armor will cause your attacks to deflect unless you've got top tier sharpness, and it boasts an incredible health pool. Its physical attacks are especially damaging, and if those don't get you, the poison will. Watch out for its fireballs as well. They gain an insane damage boost when its hyper aura is active. If you haven't farmed a proper anti-dragon build, Hyper Gold Rathian is a good reason to start. Tempered KIRIN, Monster Hunter World. As the first tempered elder dragon you'll face, Tempered KIRIN is perhaps one of the most diabolical monsters in all of Monster Hunter history. KIRIN in its normal form can deal quite a bit of damage with Thunder Blight easily, knocking you out. Some thunder resistance should help, but no matter what you bring to this fight, a thunderproof mantle or full thunder resistance gear, Tempered KIRIN will burn through most of your health. Experience fighting a regular KIRIN is helpful, as almost zero mistakes are permitted. Hyper Silver Rathalos, Monster Hunter Generations and Double Cross. The king of the fiery throne, the absolute peak of dread, Hyper Silver Rathalos still remains one of the toughest monsters ever. Not only can its hyper aura provide unreal damage with fireballs, but its base damage is also extremely high. Couple that with some extremely tough armor, which can't easily be penetrated, tons of health, the looming threat of poison and its relentless nature, and Hyper Silver Rathalos is an absolute pain to fight. And that about does it for this video. If you enjoyed what you watched and want to see more from Gaming Bolt, you can always hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell icon next to it. That way you will never miss any of our videos.